Morning, America. How we doing today? Morning, America. I always love doing that. Oh, how are we all doing today? Spectacles. Gotta get my spectacles. Oh. All right, here we are. How we doing today, folks? Let's see. There they are. There's the comments. Let's go back and see who was first today. Loretta Nelson. Let's see here. Not Nelson. Anyway, Loretta Nelson was first. Brenda was second. Linda was Myers was third. Brenda, Ken, Falcon View, Brenda. There you go. Let's see what they got to say. Okay, let's get this straight. Okay, I got a couple things I got to get straight. One is that right over there, that damn thing. Ugh, frustrations. Nothing. It's just every time I go to do something on this bus, it's just not you buy it, go, plug it in, you're done. No, it's constantly got to jigger with stuff and mess with things, and it's just, man, why won't everything just plug in and work the way it's supposed to? I mean, everything's getting computerized, and I'll get to that in a minute. First, I need to load up my pipe. Load up my pipe. I just got out here to the shop. I've been in town shopping and helping Pam this morning around the house a little bit, aggravating her. But I had to run to the store and do some things. I had to run to the store. I'm going to take that one back, and I want to get that one, okay? So, let's see, load up the pipe first, and I'll get to it here in just a second. Bear with me, folks, bear with me. Or as they say on the internet, wait for it, wait for it. So everybody has such a short attention span anymore. It's kind of like a dog when you're trying to train a dog. Wait, or stay, or sit. You know, it's just, you gotta be real slow with them. Make them wait, and teachers do not have such a short attention span. Okay, anyway, lighter. You got the first things first, okay? Much better. All right. Hello, Sasnakians. Okay. Now everybody's starting to use Sasnakians, I guess. So fine with me. I like that better. Let's read a few of the comments real quick. Let's see. Hi, Jan. How you doing today? Let's see. Brendan. Y'all don't forget to hit that like button on the way in. That's what Brenda says. Good morning, hello, morning, hi, how's it doing, hey, Snaznak, they got an N in there. Let's see, how we doing, everything, everybody's, hello, how we doing, I'm trying to see if there's any major comments. Good GTS. Patricia Canini. Patricia Canini. Hi, hi, Stan. GTSY. Oh, good to see you. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, fabrication. Yeah, everything's a custom thing on it. You know, I mean, It wouldn't took me about a month to put this thing together. It was just, here's this piece, bolt on, done. Put this piece on, bolt on, you know, a set of instructions and a kit, you know, the whole 9 yards. But every piece is a little bit of a custom cut. You know, you'd think that thing's nice and square, a square box. It's not. You know, it's close, but it's not. It's a lot better than a van, I guarantee you that. But it's still, even when you get a piece of sheetrock or plywood and you cut it and you put it up, it's flush on the bottom and it's 1/4 inch off on the top. So you got to go back over to the table saw and redo something there and cut that 1/4 inch off and now it's not square. It's got a little bit of a kink, you know. But that's the way you got to do it to get it to line up, because the floor isn't perfectly level. It's not meant to be perfectly level. It's a school bus, you know. It's pretty level, but it's, anyway. So, all right, what do I got to get straight here? What do I got to get straight? April Fool's, people, come on. Me drive a Tesla truck, come on. I'm sure, a few people got that. A lot more people didn't get it. A lot more people fell for it than said, oh, wait a minute, that's got to be an April Fool's joke. And anyway, I fooled my mom. She's like, oh, good, you're going to go drive a Tesla truck. That'll be fun. Mom, I got home. Pam was mad at me. Well, thanks for letting everybody else know that you got a job. You didn't tell me. Come on. Yeah, really? You know, so even she fell for it, you know. I only told a couple people. I think I told Eugene. I told, well, who was it? Who was it I was talking to? I forget now. There was only a couple people. I just run it by them and say, what do you think about that idea? Hey, that'd be funny. You driving a Tesla truck, that would be funny. But if you did, it would be interesting. All right, so if that was real, if they would have really called me up and said, hey, you want to go drive a Tesla? Yeah, I'd go do it, so I could say I'd done it. You know, one of the first people to actually drive one. Yeah, that would be neat. And I could do YouTube videos and, well, they'd probably make you sign a non-disclosure. I don't know why they're trying to get the information out there, but they probably want to control what gets out. You know, when it breaks down, they don't want people to know about that because it's, you know, a black eye to them. So anyway, but no, I'm not doing a Tesla truck. That was an April Fool's joke. Okay, folks. Let's see. I think I just saw something here. What did I just see? Deer Slayer, I thought you were nuts. A Tesla truck, really? No, I'd go drive one, just for a short term. I wouldn't want to haul freight with it and have a regular job doing it, but just to drive it around to show to different places. Then I got a comment. Wasn't an email. Nobody emailed me on that. It was all just comments on the channel. I went back and I didn't really go back and watch the video and read all the live stream comments, but the comments after the fact, you know. And there was one, it was yesterday. He went to kind of scolding me. I don't remember who he was. Forgot to look at the name. But anyway, he was kind of scolding me. I can't believe a truck driver of your caliber and everything would go off and try to do it and help bring down the industry, you know, because of the, Tesla's going to eventually be self-driving trucks. And the more you help them, the quicker that change comes about. And I can't believe you'd be a part of that. And, oh, okay. Sorry. Well, I had fun the last few days reading the comments. Oh, that could be a great stand. Go do it. Yeah, you know. And, come on. That's got to be a joke. Well, anyway, Pam was like, well, at the end of the video, you're supposed to go, April Fools, you know, and I didn't do that. And I didn't know you were supposed to do that. Apparently that's the whole thing. You know, when you do a trick on somebody like that on April Fools, right at the very end, you're supposed to go, April Fools, gotcha, you know, and walk away. So anyway. All right, let's read some comments on all this now that y'all know the truth. Let's see here. Don't you think it's about time for another big convoy? I suppose, yep. Let's get a convoy together and go up there and protest the idiot that's in charge up there right now, Obama. You know, Biden ain't doing any of this stuff. He's just a puppet, and Obama and Clinton are behind the behind the scenes, not Bill. Bill doesn't give a damn. He's already been president. He's out. He's over at that island getting nookie from underage girls. Hillary and Michelle Obama, they're the ones that are pulling the strings. You know they are. Biden, he's too stupid to know how to do anything. So anyway, that's the political section for the day. No more politics. But yeah, I get a convoy and head to D.C. and protest the idea of some idiots up there being pulled, a Chinese puppet. There you go, a Chinese and therefore Obama and Clinton puppet. Oh well. We've only got a couple more years to put up with him. So, is it a couple more years? Yeah, a couple more years to put up with him. And I think we can survive. We survived 8 years of Obama, so we can survive 4 years of 2 more years of knucklehead. So anyway, it's never good though. Anything planned for Easter Sunday? Yeah, we're going over to somebody else's house because Pam's house is almost empty now. Most everything. We're going to be closing. Well, she's going to be closing on the 18th or 19th, I think, something like that. Anyway, they're going to close on it, and but she's going to move everything out the earliest she could get, the latest she could get to that date for a mover, and without waiting to the very last day, is the previous Wednesday. So whatever that is, the 18th or the 12th or something like that. The movers are going to come in and get all the big furniture that I can't do myself, the refrigerator, the washer dryer, the sofa, but sofa's already out here, but the chair, the recliner, the dining set and all that, and the bedroom set and all that, all the big stuff. And if they got any more room in the trailer, throw some of these containers, these storage totes that she's been packing things away, dishes and stuff, and throw that all in there, bring it out here, stow it, and they're done. And then all the little stuff we can either throw in my van or in her car, my van, whatever, and maybe even rent a U-Haul for one day or something. So anyway, we got that all kind of lined out, and we've been busy doing all that kind of stuff. That's why I didn't do so many live streams the last few weeks. It's just been so busy, and then when I did come out here, I wanted to work on that bus and get things done. We'll go over and look at it real quick, but yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to do, was get all that. I've just been busy doing that. Let's see. It's Miller time, no Bud Light for me. Has that got something to do with I saw something on Facebook that is it Miller High Life? Or Michelob? One of the two. And Budweiser, or Bud Light and, Coors Light and either Miller Lite or Michelob Light. I can't remember which one it is. I know it's Coors Light. I don't remember which one the other one. Anyway, they're going to decorate their cans up in a rainbow flavor, or rainbow colors. That's all I got to say about that. Let's see. Yep, and she pretty much got the price she wanted, and she had advertised it, and they offered $5,000 less than she advertised. And then when they did the inspection, there was a couple little things they wanted fixed, and they said, okay, just take $1,500 off of that. So she $6,500 off of her asking price, and that ain't bad for the market starting to go down. So it's glad she got that thing sold and everything. Well, I shouldn't say that because I'll jinx it. So, but anyway, it's all looking good. They asked her the other day. They're going to close early on their house, and they wanted to try to close early on this one. Well, we might. It depends on if we get everything moved out of there first. So it just depends. But anyway, look who Bud endorsed. Who did Budweiser endorse? I don't know. Bud Light is going rainbow too? Okay. There was something on, another thing on Facebook I saw the other day. I spent all of my youth learning the difference between right and wrong, and now I'm being told by everybody else that wrong is right. Kind of says it. Well, no, it's not perfectly the way it was phrased, but pretty close. I spent my childhood learning right from wrong, and now I'm being told by by people that wrong is right. So, men don't go into little girls' bathrooms, okay? So, anyway. We had a storm this morning came through. We had just a rainstorm, no tornadoes, nothing. It rained real hard this morning, woke me up about 5:30, 6 o'clock this morning as a front came through. And it's beautiful today. Look at this outside here today. Man, it's beautiful. And it's about 70 degrees, about 15 mile an hour breeze, 10, 15 mile an hour breeze. It is nice today. Just a little cool in a t-shirt, but just about right for working, you know, in a t-shirt. If I sit here very long, I put my shirt on, my other shirt, my long sleeve on. So let's see, in the last days, evil will become good and good will become evil. Yeah, there you go, Belinda, thank you. You know, it's just the state of this world nowadays. Yeah, I don't know. Yep, I think I'm running out of juice. See, it flame's only that long. There we go. Oop, come on. Here we go. See, the flame's only that long. Usually it comes out to about here. Now it's only about there. So I'm about out of juice. Got to charge it back up. So anyway, that's me rambling. I don't know. Good enough. Let's get to business here. Let's go show you the bus. Got it very close to being done. I probably need these over here. We're going to do some experimenting on them air conditioners and show my issue. But right now, we'll just show you the bus real quick. Turn around here. Oh. So we got cabinets in. Got the overhead cabinets in. Got light strips. Got light strips put up in here. I went to wire them up, and this big old long strip of LED lights, and it's a little metal aluminum rack or track that you put up, and then you put the strip lights in it with sticky tape, and then there's a plastic cover, a lens or whatever, that goes over the top of it, and that makes it look like a solid white line of light over the kitchen area. I'm going to do another one right here. Okay, so I got that all up. Went to start trying to wire the lights up, and they wouldn't work. I couldn't figure out what's wrong with these things. Well, then I looked on the packaging. And 24 volts. Instead of 12 volts or 24 volt cob LED. I got big old rolls of 24 volt. You know, have nothing to use them with. And then so I ordered some more LEDs, but they're 12 volt. Make sure they were 12 volt, and they come in sometime today. So I'll be putting them up tomorrow. But the LED lights go right in here. Otherwise, these are done. They're good and solid, you know. I put the speaker felt in the floor, in the bottom of them, just like I did in the drawers. That speaker felt, put that in there. This one's up over here, nice and solid. And I got the Berkey. It's not a Berkey, but it's another brand, but it's like Berkey water filter. That will sit right in there. I got to get all my bungee cords are too long. I got to get a shorter bungee cord to wrap around that. What else? Got all that put in. We saw this the other day, so yeah. But I did get this done the last couple days. Painting it and, you know, gluing it all up and painting it and making it look right. So that's about it on the bus compared to what last week, okay? Like there was something else. What else was there? Something. I messed with the air conditioner all day. Yeah, yes, yesterday and the day before. All right, so let's get to that. Let me show you what we're doing with the air conditioner. All right. Went on to YouTube, and saw a video. Somebody talking about running an air conditioner off of solar in your RV, running off of solar, air conditioning on the solar. And I can do it. I've got a little a small air conditioner back in the other room. It's a 6,000 BTU. It's a real small one, and it runs fine. It's just not strong enough. It doesn't even put a dent in all the air. I ran it for a couple hours. And this is back last August, or September. It was like 94 degrees outside, and I put that in there and hooked it all up. Hey, it works great. Didn't take a whole lot of electricity. I figured it could run all night kind of thing. And, but during the day, it was 94 degrees. I'm inside the shop in the shade. So it's not even, there's not even radiant heat hitting the bus. And it knocked it from 94 down to about 87. That's it. Because it was just, it's only a 5,000 or 6,000 BTU. It wasn't big enough to do the whole area. So I thought, well, I'll have to buy a bigger air unit. So I looked online and found one, and they were talking about this LG. It's an LG dual inverter air conditioner, and it's supposed to be very energy efficient, slow start, so or what they call soft start. So when you turn it on, remember as kids we had the air window unit sit in the window, and you turn it on, and there was that, you know, it had huge draw at first. And then once it got up to speed and the compressor was going and everything, it leveled back out, and that's the way it ran the rest of the day. But when you first turned it on, there was this big, huge spike in amperage and wattage and everything, mainly the amperage. And that wouldn't work on this because the inverter, I don't have, it's not a grid, regular electricity like you have in your house. And the inverter can only take so many amps at one time, and it would, if I got one of those, it would trip it. So I have to get one with a slow start. So I found this one here. The other little one was a slow start, and this one here is a slow start. And it says it's a dual inverter, which is some new technology I've never heard of before, but did some research online and everything, and they said, boy, these things really work good, and they don't use much electricity. Great, and they're soft start. Great, so I went and plugged it in. Let me go plug it in, and I'll show you what happened. All right, I had to go turn the inverter on back here. All right, of course it's a positive, negative, and ground, positive, negative, and ground. And you plug it in, it's got a GFI on the cord. And I was talking to a friend of mine, Joe, and I says that it keeps tripping the GFI. Not this one, but in the bus. And I said, well, why do they have it on the cord? He says, well, think about it. Everything is GFI. If it's around water, you have to have GFI on it. Well, this will be back in the bedroom somewhere probably for a back bedroom or something, and in the window unit. And the plug you're gonna plug in is probably not a GFI. So they put the GFI on the cord itself, right? And because condensation, water, there's water dripping out of this thing. So they need to have GFI. So great, so test it and it's working okay. Now, when I plug it in, it'll start turning. Let me get you close so you can maybe see everything. Get you down. All right, I'm gonna plug her in. This is live. Plug her in. There she come on. I got it set at 60 degrees. And, oh, I know what I forgot to do. I'm gonna put my kilowatt in here, okay? So we got the kilowatt in. And as soon as I plug it in, so it's 119 volts. Look it over, it's pulling 5.9 watts, 13, 17, or no, 13, backwards here, let me read it. 7.3. So the fan is just starting to kick up. You can feel the fan blowing, okay? It's only pulling 10 watts so far. And as the fan ramps up, excuse me, as the fan kicks up, it slowly increases. Now that'll increase all the way up to about 100 watts, okay? 100 watts is basically just the fan running. Once this compressor kicks in, it'll kick on up to about 200, 300, 500, eventually all the way up to 12 or 1400. About 1340 is the highest I ever saw it get. All right, so where are we at now? We're at 62, and you can hear the fan going. And you feel that, oh, hey, that's cold. Well, it's only 70 degrees out today, and you got a fan blowing on you, so it feels cold, but it's not compressing yet. What are we at, 90, 94? So it'll get, there we go, 100, 104, 106, and it'll ramp back down to around 100, and it'll hold at 100 for about, watts? Yeah, watts. So it'll hold at about 100 watts for about a minute, minute and a half, something like that. And about the time it decides, hey, we need to kick in, the thing shuts off. As soon as the compressor decides to kick in, she shuts off. Okay? So where are we at still at 105? Like I said, it's going to hold there. It's going to hold there for a while. Okay? And she's still blowing just regular air. Feels cool, but it's not. It's just air blowing. Okay? And try to get the little light reflecting right here. There we go. 105, 105. And what we're watching is that light right there will shut off and the whole thing will shut down. Okay, so it'll run like this for about a minute or so, I guess it's doing its self-test, and it's sampling the air, deciding whether it needs to start cooling or not. Okay, it's sucking air in from the bottom down here. It comes in, goes through the machine, comes back out the top. Just regular air conditioner. And we're at 106, 107, 106. It'll hang right around there. Eventually, it'll kick, it'll trip. Now watch, this will be the one time it works. It's like watching grass grow. 170. Oh, there she's taking off. She's actually going to work this time. Wow. 180. So now the compressor's starting to kick in slowly. It's going to take more and more wattage. Now it's actually going to work this time. Unbelievable. There she kicked off. Okay? All right, so she kicked off. Usually it kicks off immediately. Okay? Now, what I want to show you, I'm going to leave all this plugged in, just laying here. Let's go inside and look. I'll show you what happened. Shorten you up a little bit so I don't have such a long pole walking in here. Okay, we're going to walk back here to the back of the bus. And right there. See the lights, the green and the amber, and then right below it is a red. And I'm going to turn it off. And when I turn it back on, you'll see a red light come on just for a second. Okay, so you see there's a red light, there's a red light, an amber light, and a green light. Okay, what that is, it's too blurry and dark back there with the camera and everything, but right beside it, and stamped into the steel of the housing, it says GF. Well, GF means ground fault. So this thing kept tripping. And I guess I can bring you back out here to talk for a little bit. All right, so what keeps happening is the ground fault keeps tripping, but not the one on the cord, it's the one in the inverter. All right, so I had a friend here, the guy that got me involved with that bunch up in Wisconsin. He went back to driving a truck, and he stopped by, him and his wife stopped by on Sunday, and spent about a day and a half. See? What else leave it? let's see. When I reset the inverter, it reset this, and it's going through its whole spiel and the fan thing, what we just watched. It's going through it all again because I've reset the inverter, and it's got electricity coming. It's pure sine wave. Okay, so all right. Let me try to explain. It keeps tripping on ground fault. Now, it's got a ground fault in the plug, but that one doesn't trip. It's the one in the bus on the inverter, okay? And so what I did is Matt was here with his truck, and they have a generator on their truck. So I went out, I plugged it into theirs, okay? Their generator's running. It's a 7,500 watt generator. It's just kind of like on my truck, my white truck from Burgundy truck. They have big old Onan generators. So I plugged it into there, did the whole test, and it tripped right as soon as it got to 100 and decided to kick the inverter on, it tripped. And so he checked his truck out. Well, is it the circuit breaker? No. And then inside the sleeper, they've got a panel, like a house panel, circuit breakers. None of those had tripped. I said, well, it's probably your GFI then. It's like just like in the bus, it's probably a GFI. And he looks, no, the GFI is fine. Well, it's not working, so I went and got a fan plugged into the outlet. It was on the outside of the bus. And I said, being on the outside of the truck, on the outside of the sleeper, there's an outlet, that's got to be GFI because it's around water, right? It's hooked up a GFI somewhere. So they kept looking around. They found a GFI down there by the floor, down by their bed. And it's another GFI. Well, he tripped it or reset it, and the fan started working. So got his truck back to right. And so yeah, 2 GFIs tripped. I'm like, all right. So I'm thinking, well, what else? So I come out here and put it into the shop. I plugged it into the shop. Same way what we're doing. This is plugged into the bus right now, but I plugged it in the shop, and I figured it's not going to work there because it's only got 1 battery down here, and it's got smaller cables. This has got 4 batteries with big, huge cables the size of my thumb. I think they're 2-aught cables, big old heavy-duty cables, so plenty of juice and everything. But that wasn't the problem. It kept tripped there. She just tripped again. Okay, so she just shut off. And inside, we'll go back here, and sure enough, it'll be tripped again. So, anyway, it won't work on a GFI circuit, and I don't have any other choice. I can't plug it into a regular outlet because the outlet in the truck, in the bus, it's all everything in the bus has the GFI in the inverter. The inverter has a GFI, so everything in it attached to it, which is everything in the bus, is GFI. Okay, so plugged it into out here, and it worked on the shop. It ran for, I don't know, about an hour, I guess. Made a puddle of water, put a 5-gallon bucket under it. It dripped maybe, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 inches of water from condensation. It worked real good, cooled the bus down, it was working great. I'm like, must be something wrong with the bus. So I got thinking, well, maybe the polarity, I've got the polarity goofed up or something, positive and negative. You got your ground and you get your positive and negative. Maybe got them switched around the wrong way. So I got a tester to test all that. No, that's all good. Well, shit, what? So then it worked on here. So I unplugged it from the shop. Now you gotta remember, the shop, it had a little bit of sun. The sun was over here, but I was still getting about 60 or 70 watts. Not a lot, but something was coming in, and it worked. Okay. Then I thought, hey, the van is outside. Let me go get it. I plugged it into the van. This is 200 amp hours of battery with a 3,000 watt inverter. Out there is 400 amp hours of battery with a 3,000 watt inverter. So I went and plugged it into it. After 1 minute, it tripped just like it did all the others. Damn, what's going wrong with this thing? So this was about an hour later. I go plug it back into the shop one, and the sun was down. I was getting 0. The sun was not completely down, but I wasn't getting any solar at all. Zero solar coming in, and it wouldn't work on the shop anymore. So maybe it has something to do with whether you're in the sun or not. I don't know. So since he was here, let's pack this thing up and throw it in the van. I'm gonna take it home and plug it in at the house, a regular AC outlet like you'd have in your house. So I went to Pam's house and I left it in the van, run an extension cord into the garage, which is a GFI circuit, plugged it in, ran up for about a minute. As soon as the compressor decided to kick in, GFI tripped again. Okay, so unplugged that, reset that, ran the extension cord on into the house and found an outlet that's not GFI, plugged it into that, and it worked fine. Why? It just didn't make any sense. All right, so that was all day Sunday. So Monday afternoon, no, yesterday, what is today? Monday I came back out here and farted around some more, trying to figure things out. And what did I do that day? Anyway, it doesn't matter. But anyway, so yesterday, I didn't come out here at all yesterday. I stayed at home, kind of helped Pam do some stuff. She wanted to wrap up some pictures and paintings on the wall, stuff like that. She wanted to wrap them up. So I helped her do that, and trying to be there to help her a little bit because her back gets to hurting and all this, so I was trying to be nice. And I'm thinking, I really don't have that much more to do on the bus, so my time would probably be better served helping her yesterday. So today she doesn't need me. She's going through her closet and trying clothes on and everything, see what fits, what doesn't, and going through all the clothes and trying to decide what she's going to keep and what she's going to keep, what she's going to take with her, what she's going to keep in the store, and what she's going to get rid of. So, and that's a big price. She's going to be tired tonight. That's a lot of clothes to try on. Lots of clothes and lots of shoes. What is it about you women and shoes? I don't get it. So I go to the house and it works. So I'm at the house yesterday, and I don't know, it's middle afternoon or something. And I said, and I remember seeing on the box it says, "Do not return this to the retailer, Home Depot. Don't return it to them. Call us first, because it might be some simple little something wrong." So I didn't have that number because it was out here at the shop. So I looked it up on the website. That took me about an hour and 3 days to find the right phone number, get on there and jump through hoops. It just, first you go on there and go to the help section. Okay, so you go to the help section. They want you to type stuff into them. So you type stuff into them. You finally get a hold of somebody, they answer your questions, and they say, "Well, we can't really do that over here. You need to go, you need to call this 800 number." So I call the 800 number. Beep, got on there, and it's an answering, press 1 for this, press 2 for that, jump through a hoop for 3, And so anyway, finally, it's, the aggravation of that. It's somebody answer the damn phone, So I finally get a hold of somebody after about over an hour of farting around trying to get a hold. Finally, I get a hold of somebody. Now I'm in a bad attitude. Anyway, the guy comes on. "Hello, can I help you, please?" So anyway, talked to him, told him all about it. I says, "Now you just somebody behind the counter somewhere talking, or do you know anything about this shit?" I mean, really, I was kind of in an attitude at that point. I said, do you know what the hell you're doing, or are you just answering a stupid phone? "Oh, no, I'm a technician." Okay, very good. All right, so, and I asked him, and he seemed to know his shit. Had a hard time understanding him, but he did seem to know his shit. And I explained basically what I just told you guys. I went through that whole spiel, how it turned it on and turned it off and everything. And if it's on a GFI, it trips. If it's not on a GFI, it works fine. And he says, "Oh, LG air conditioners and refrigerators are not designed to go on GFI circuit." Well, aren't most refrigerators in the kitchen? Isn't the kitchen GFI? Okay, well, no, this is not, it will not work in your situation. Okay, very good. So this morning I swung by Home Depot and got a Toshiba version. We're gonna test that out here in a second. So I got me a Toshiba version, and I asked the return desk, I says, "Hey, I ordered this and they shipped it to the house. I ordered it online, shipped it to the house. Do I have to ship it back to them, or can I bring it in here?" She said, "How long you had it?" I said, "About 2 days. He came in on Monday, and she said, "Oh yeah, that's no problem. You can just bring it back here." Okay, but you got to get your ticket from, because they don't have a receipt for it. It's online, so I got to get that work number or work order or receipt number or something like that, whatever, off the internet. So I'll do that tonight, and I'll pack this thing up, take it back. So this is a 14,000 BTU, runs on 110, it pulls about 12 amps and about 1,300 watts. The Toshiba is a 12,000 BTU, runs on about 9 amps and about, I think it said 900 watts. So we're going to see if that one will work. Now, let's see, GFI, where's my glasses? Where's my glasses? There they are. Now that I've sat there and told you all this, I think a few of you have sent comments in, so let me see if I can read comments. Maybe there's something I'm just not understanding. GFI not in kitchen unless it's by the sink. Okay, so the outlet behind the refrigerator, that's probably not a GFI. Okay, good enough. It's just around the sink and anything around where it could get splashed with water. Now, in Pam's, I don't know about the one behind the refrigerator because you can't get to it unless you pull the refrigerator out. I don't know if that's GFI or not, but all the other ones, even out on the island where you'd have a mixer and a juicer or something, you know, those are all GFI also, okay? But maybe they ran that one line for the refrigerator. Maybe it's not GFI. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, it's, the worst of it is when you get frustrated and then you don't understand them. Yeah, I know. And does it cost that much more to hire an American here that you can actually understand? Just why, you know, why has it got to go over halfway around the world to a country that has a real thick accent, you can't understand them, you know? And you know they got to be on the other end. Every one of these Americans are a bunch of assholes. Every time they talk, they call us, they're in bad mood. They're bad mood and mean and assholes. I wonder why, you know? All right, I was trying to see if there's somebody made a comment like I'm doing something wrong or whatever. Doesn't look like it. Okay, we're getting back in the time when having multiple GFIs cancel each other out and will cause one, and I'm not always trip, ask any electrician. Having multiple GFIs cancels each other out and will cause one, I'm not always trip, ask any electrician. Okay, junk man, well, maybe that's it. Maybe you can't have 2 GFIs. So maybe, and I don't want to do that because it would void the warranty, but if I cut the GFI off and just put a regular outlet or a plug-in on the cord, that way it'll only have 1 GFI. But the other one worked, the little one, the little 6,000 one, it worked fine. So let's just do that. Let's get one more puff here. Get me some coffee, and we're gonna go over and unbox the Toshiba. But why did it not trip the one in the shop for that one time? It ran for almost 40 minutes or so, something like that. It ran fine on the shop, and it has GFI. It's the same exact inverter, so I don't know. I do not know. Let's go over here and unbox this other one. Get it out. Stretch you out, get a little taller. There we go. And let's unplug this. Oh, let me turn the lights on. One good thing about this Toshiba, it's a little smaller, therefore it's a little lighter. It's not quite as heavy. And this one has a GFI also. smaller size-wise, and it's a little bit lighter too. That booger's heavy. Here's a little bit lighter. All right. Get all this stuff out of the way. That's the screen for the windows. The window's this wide, the air conditioner only is this wide. You got the gaps on either side. That's what that's for, is to fill that gap in. All right. So we're going to do it the way we're supposed to do it. Don't read instructions. Just plug her in. Oh, I got to go reset. I got to go reset it up in the bus. Be right back. All right, pull you closer here so you can see. Got the plug, test, and reset. Okay, that's good. We're at 119, set it over to watts. 119 volts, okay? Set it to watts, plug her in. What's she doing over here? Nothing. I don't think I have it turned on. When I plugged it in, the light in the back behind it lit up. So let's turn it on. It's on cool. She's blowing them up. Oh, wow. 1,162, 154, 147, 141, 138. You seeing this? She's just blowing air right now, I think. 137, she's holding steady at 137, so that tells me the fan's taking 136 watts. Take it off of eco, put the fan on auto. It's on cool already. Oh, I gotta set this down. Went all the way down. 62 is as low as it'll go. It's 70 degrees right now. The fan kicked up as I turned that down to 62. Now 600, 700, 718, 721. There you go. 711, 705, 699. And she's blowing. Let me go get, yeah, it's cold air too. Let me, maybe it's gonna work. This is good because it's a little smaller and it's lighter. All right, so outside temperature, 70 degrees. Okay, the concrete floor, 69.9. Okay, this air conditioner, 70. Okay, this right here, 55. Okay, 52. She just kicked into high gear. It's pulling on 750 watts. It's blowing nice and cold. Now the question is this thing going to be big enough to cool the bus? Don't know. 49 degrees. There we go. 46, 45, about 45 degrees. So we're going to just let her sit here and run for a little bit. I'm going to get my, oh, I can't because it's on this phone. My regular phone, my iPhone 12 that I normally do my live streaming on. The battery wasn't charged up on it, so I'm using my iPhone 13, and that's where I have my app to check the bus, the shunt. and see how many watts and everything it's pulling. So there we go. So maybe this one will work. Seems to be working so far. So I think what I'm going to do, put some boards in it, under it, so as it starts to condense and drips water, it can drop out. To get on the wooden table, but I can wipe that back up. I ain't worried about that because there's so much paint and varnish on that table, it ain't gonna soak in. so maybe we got things working now, you know, just both the wrong. Try to get the biggest one I could find, you know, because once you get above 14,000 BTU, they turn into 220s, and I don't have a 220 system. So I did this. It was 14,000 BTU for the LG, and it's 12,000 BTU for the smaller Toshiba, and it looks like it's going to work. So I'm just going to let it run for a little while, see, just make sure everything is kosher with it. So we're good. So, all right, we got everything all straightened out now. I'm not doing a Tesla truck. If I did do a Tesla truck, I'd have plenty of electricity. Plug that sucker into a Tesla truck, it'd run for a day, you know, for days. So, but hope we got everything squared away on that as far as the the little practical joke for April Fool's Day. So, but yeah, no Tesla truck in my future. I will probably never ever drive one. So, and like I said, if I really got the call, if I truly got a call and they said, hey, you want to go do this, I'd go do it just so for my own experience, if nothing else. And for the guy that was scolding me, I can't believe you're going to go and help them ruin the trucking industry and blah blah blah, and get, you know, make them self-driving trucks and blah blah. That's going to happen anyway, folks. It ain't going to happen tomorrow. Like the Tesla people seem to, you know, the Tesla, the Tesla faithful, they seem to think, well, I actually, 3 years ago, I got that video about the Tesla truck when they unveiled it, and they said within 5 years, all truck drivers will lose their jobs because Tesla will replace all the trucks and they'll all be self-driving trucks. In 5 years? Well, that was 3 years ago, and they've got, what, 50 at Frito-Lay? in Modesto, California. That's the only place they got some, I think. And all that I've ever heard of anyway. And they're having trouble with them, you know, and they're going to have to go through all the working systems. And then as far as the self-driving part of it, that ain't going to come around for quite a while because they're going to have to do a whole bunch of testing. They're going to have to get laws changed, and you know how long that will take. So, yeah, and then just trying to get the people to trust. You know, you see a truck driving down the road with nobody in it. I'm going to slow down and get away from the damn thing. I don't want to be anywhere near them. So, and by the time they get a bunch of Teslas and other electric truck, self-driving trucks, you know, autonomous vehicles, and see, the autonomous thing, they can do that on a diesel. They don't have to do that on a Tesla. They don't have to do it on an electric truck. They can do that on any truck. But, you know, and they're not making very good headway on that as far as I know. But when they finally do, and you see most of the trucks going down the road and most of the cars are self-driving and everything, by then, I'll be a little old man up in the mountains, and I'll be a hermit living in a cabin up on the mountains, and I won't have to deal with it. So I will go find a little off-grid place and just shy away from the world, get away from it all. Have friends come by and visit, and we'll talk about the old days when they had them dirty old diesel trucks. So, all right, 2 o'clock, been on here for about an hour. What is it? Yep, right at an hour. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut her down. Y'all be good, and I hope I didn't make anybody mad with that Tesla joke, you know, the Tesla semi job, but April Fools, you know. So anyway, with all that, be good. Have a good one. And air conditioner's working good, so I'm gonna let that run for a while, and then I need to pull the bus outside and let the solar charge back up, because the batteries are a little bit low. I purposely let them run down a while back so they weren't stored at 100%. I figured I wouldn't be using them for another couple months, so let's just run them down. They're probably about 60 or 70% right now. But we'll be moving into it here shortly, so I better go ahead and, I think I'll wait till whatever day I'm going to take the bus back to the house, because I've got to fill back up with water. I got to, because I had to drain all the water out to fix that leak that was in the bus. So I had to drain all that shit out of there. Now I got to fill it all back up again. While we're there, that's when we'll move all the stuff into the bus that we're going to take, the clothes and the pots and pans, and just all the stuff we're going to take with us. Instead of loading it in a vehicle, bring it out here, and then loading it, just bring the bus home, load it straight into the bus. So all's good. All's good. Might do that tomorrow. Might drive that thing home tonight. I think I'll drive that thing home tonight. I'm going to check the weather, if it's supposed to rain or not, but I don't want to be walking back and forth in the rain out there tomorrow. But if it's going to be a nice day tomorrow, which I think it is, I think I might just drive the bus home tonight, and that way we can start loading stuff into the bus and be ready to roll here for, because they're going to be moving here in another, and maybe I'll do that next week. Maybe I'll probably do that Monday or Tuesday next week, I think, because they're going to move on Wednesday. Yeah, I think that'll be early next week. I'll drive the bus home and do all that. In the meantime, I'm just tinker around with what few things are left to do on there, and try to get things lined up and working right. And with that, all's good, folks. All's good. Yeah. I set things straight. Be good. Take care. Y'all be good. Adios.